Good morning, guys. I'm back with another tutorial. Just kidding. With another video. I am going to go over yesterday's video a little bit, and I am going to start on a math math page that we did, improper fractions and mixed numbers, and hopefully just kind of see what kind of questions you guys had in previous videos. I asked you guys to let me know what you wanted to see, and I didn't hear back. So hopefully for tomorrow's video we can have a better sense of what we're going to do. I am going to start by talking to you guys about yesterday's text, the importance of recycling. This text was written by Linda Lucidius. I'm going to drink some coffee. And I read it to you guys in English and I read it to you in Spanish. And today we're going to go over the answers for, there's actually several pages of questions that it asks. So, para dejarles saber qué vamos a hacer hoy, nomás quiero hablar sobre el video que hicimos ayer. Quiero ver cómo están. Quiero saber qué videos quieren ver qué quieren ver en próximos videos. Pero también vamos a empezar con un poco de lectura y un poco de matemáticas. Vamos a repasar las preguntas que nos hizo el texto sobre el reciclaje. Igual, si no tienen estas hojas, if you guys don't have these pages, please let me know. I am working on trying to get digital copies of them sent to you. So in the meantime, let's see what we can do. Okay, so according to the article, give 4 examples of household items that can be recycled. En el texto o en este artículo nos pide que les demos 4 ejemplos de cosas en nuestro hogar que se pueden reciclar. So, let's go back to the text. Vamos a ir al texto y vamos a ver que aquí dice, déjame busco just a second. I'm going to look for a highlighter. Okay, so I have my highlighter here. I am going to try to do a magic trick, and so here. It work. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, here we need to find things around the house that are made of recyclable materials. Cosas alrededor de nuestro hogar en cual son hechas de materiales que podemos reciclar. Aquí dice latas de soda, soda cans. So I'm going to highlight that. Magazines and newspapers are made out of paper. I'm going to highlight that. Cereal boxes. I'm going to highlight that. Juice bottles are made of glass. I'm going to highlight that. Bags and yogurt containers are made of plastic. So, en este artículo dice que latas de soda pueden ser reciclados como son de aluminio. También revistas y periódicos son hechos de papel. También los cartones de cereal y botellas de jugo son hechas de vidrio a veces. También bolsas y contenedores de yogur son hechos de plástico. So, there are a lot of examples of things that are around your house that can be recycled. So, eso es lo que deben escribir. That's what you should write right here in number 4. Okay? So, 4 examples. Number 2 says the following choices are steps in the process, los pasos. So, ¿cuál es el primer paso? Es de que, primeramente, pones las cosas en el bote para que vengan a recogerlos y llevarlos a la empresa de reciclar. So, You first put the items in your recycling bin, they get picked up by a truck, and then they're brought to a recycling plant. Next, the materials are separated into different piles. Los materiales son separados en diferentes, ¿cómo se llaman? Montones. Then, special machines crush each pile into a square cube. So, después, máquinas especiales aplastan cada montón junto en un cubo. Y finalmente, number 4, companies buy the cubes of crushed materials and turn them into new products. So, como pueden ver, it's 4, 1, 2, 3. Esas son las respuestas. Those are the answers. What do the 3 arrows of a recycling loop show? For number 3, the 3 arrows show that it's a cycle. So, como saben, es de lo que hablamos, es algo así. No sé si pueden verlo con este marcador o este marcador verde. I don't know if you can see it really well, but it's these right here. And then, when old paper is transformed into new paper, what causes the fibers of tiny pieces of paper to stick together? Cuando papel viejo es transformado a papel nuevo, ¿qué causa las fibras de los pedacitos de papel que se junten? La respuesta es B. A special water with chemicals is poured onto it. La respuesta correcta es B. Un agua especial con químicos es mezclada con los papelitos para que se junten todas las fibras. Número 5. Number 5. What are 2 ways that recycling keeps our planet healthy? What are they? We can infer, we can use our own understanding, we can use what we already know about recycling, but we can also use the text. Mira, aquí dice, recycling keeps our planet healthy. It reduces waste. It also saves energy. So, reciclar mantiene a nuestro planeta saludable, reduce el desperdicio y también ahorra mucha energía. Aquí hay 2 cosas que nos ayudan. Those are 2 ways that recycling keeps our planet healthy. So, we can write those down. It reduces waste and it saves energy. And we've talked about how most energy around the world is still used, is still made by burning fossil fuels, which contribute to global warming, which cause pollution, which have their own problems as well. So this is another way that we can help with that, help mitigate such things. Okay, the next page, la siguiente página es sobre vocabulario. It's about vocabulary. La importancia del reciclaje nos mostró varias palabras nuevas. We learned a few new words. You may have known them before, but in this text in particular, it uses words, and I need you guys to be using those same strategies every day. How do you determine the meaning of the word? Do you use context clues? Do you use additional resources? Do you break the word apart? Do you... No sé, ¿qué están haciendo para determinar el significado de estas palabras desconocidas? Ahorita vamos a determinar qué quieren decir. So, the primera palabra es aplastar or crush. What does crush mean? Does it mean something that has to do with science? Does it mean a machine that can carry heavy loads? Is it a box used to store things? Does it make things smaller? Does it mean to squeeze something very hard until it breaks? Yeah, I think so. Because in the story, let's go back to the text. It says, their special machines crush each pile together. They get squashed into square cubes. So, it means that it's like pressed so tight that it forms a cube, ¿verdad? How do you form it? Several definitions on here that you need to match. And I think for number 1, it is crush is D. To squeeze something very hard until it breaks. So you squeeze it so hard that the bottle becomes something else, that the can gets flattened and it looks like something else. So it breaks into a different shape. Number 2 is disappear. Make disappear, but you can see it right there. Number 2, what does disappear means? It means to, you see it, and then now you don't. It means to make things go out of view. So number 2 is F. Número 1, aplastar era apretar algo tan duro hasta que se quebra. Número 2, desaparecer es que ya no lo puedes ver, que se va fuera de tu vista. Número 3 es científico. Number 3 is scientific. Number 3 has to do with science. And how do I know that? Because I broke the word apart into pieces, and I know that scientific has science in the beginning. So it has to do something with science. Tiene que tener algo que ver, se relaciona con las ciencias. So, number 4 is B. Number 5 reduces is, what is number 5? Let's think about that one. What do you guys think? What do you think number 5 is? ¿Qué creen que quiere decir reducir? Reduces. I know that we have reduced fractions before. We can reduce. How many 8s are there in 8? Just 1. How many 8s are in 16? There are 2. ¿Cuántos 8s hay en 8? Solamente 1, pero en 16 sabemos que hay 2. 8 sobre 16 se puede reducir o simplificar a una mitad. So, I know that to reduce means to make smaller. When you reduce your speed, you're slowing down. When you reduce the amount of food you eat, you are eating less. When you reduce anything, when the battery on your phone is being reduced, it's just getting smaller, it's getting less. So I know that reduce means to make smaller. So I'm going to put A. So let me show you, déjame les demuestro las respuestas que tengo para el 1 al 5. Number 1 is over here, is D. Number 2 is F. Number 3 is G. Number 4 is B. And number 5 is A. I want you guys to work on the rest and let me know in the comments what you think 6, 7, 8, and 9 mean. Quiero que ustedes me escriban abajo en los comentarios y me dejen saber qué quiere decir número 6, número 7, 8 y 9. Okay? So, after that, you need to write a answer, like a paragraph, on why it's important to recycle. So let's read the question. It says, in the article, The Importance of Recycling, you learned what recycling is and how it works, and why it's important for our planet. I want you to choose an item in your household that your family is able to recycle. Using the internet, research how much of that item is recycled in the United States every year. What do you think would happen if more people recycled that one item? And what do you think would happen if people did not recycle that item at all? So I'm going to show you guys something I'm going to recycle. Okay, so one thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about recycling is this box of un cartón, ¿verdad? So, este cartón es hecho de, o esta caja, perdón, es hecho de cartón. And I read that in the United States, about 75% of all cardboard is recycled. So, I think that if we recycled even more, that means we would be cutting down less trees, which could help clean the air and help absorb carbon. So I know it's important to recycle, and I know that in the US, we are expanding our recycling capabilities. So, una cosa de cual en mi casa por lo menos podemos mostrar que se puede reciclar serían cajas de cartón como esta. Como pueden ver, if you open this up, si la abren, es solamente carbón o cartón. Y esto se puede reciclar. So, recycle, reduce, reuse, and close the loop. So, sé que cuando la gente recicla más, que quiere decir que vamos a tener que cortar aún menos árboles, y esos árboles los podemos usar para que nos ayuden a limpiar el medio ambiente. También los árboles son hogares para muchos animales, pájaros, insectos. So es buena práctica no tener que cortar tantos árboles para usarlos para hacer papel nuevo cuando ya tenemos mucho papel en cual podemos reciclarlo y usarlo de formas diferentes. So one thing that we can do to reduce our waste is recycle. And one thing that oftentimes paper gets recycled into, or cardboard gets recycled into, is a thing called newsprint. Newsprint is like a relatively cheap or inexpensive paper that we can use for lots of things. I happen to have a lot of it, and I'm going to use that next. So we're going to pause. Okay, so I have some newsprint right here. I just taped it to my refrigerator so that I can show you guys a little bit on how we can write a mixed number as a fraction whose value is greater than 1. So, on the first page of math, la primera hoja de matemáticas dice, escribe cada número mixteado como una fracción en cual su valor es más que 1. So remember we talked about it's not called an improper fraction anymore. We actually just call them fractions whose value is greater than 1, or simply a fraction. So we're going to change each mixed number into a fraction. El primero es 2 y 1/4. So let me get a color. I'm going to pick green. And I have 2 and 1/4. Okay? I just want to make sure everybody can see that. 2 and 1/4. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is think about. Piensen, ¿qué significa este 2? What does that 2 signify? What does it mean? It means that I have 2 whole numbers, right? Dos números enteros. Se pueden escribir con una fracción. Each one can be written as a fraction of any number over itself, right? So, like 8 over 8, 10 over 10, 25 over 25. Any single number over itself is always equal to 1. Cualquier número sobre sí mismo, siempre su valor es 1. Entonces, sabemos que necesitamos tener dos fracciones. We know we need to have two fractions whose value equals 1. What number am I going to choose for those fractions? It can be any number, but I already have a denominator that is going to help me. Yo ya tengo un denominador que sé que me va a ayudar después. Entonces puedo hacer estas fracciones de 2, las puedo convertir en dos fracciones. So let's change 2 into a fraction 4 over 4. That's 1, right? Because that's one of these. And then I have another 4 over 4. That's another whole. So 1 whole plus 1 whole equals 2, ¿verdad? 1 por 1 me da 2. 1 más 1, diría. Then I have something left. And that's the 1/4. So now I have 4/4 plus 4/4 plus 1/4. And what does that give me? Anybody? Rosalind? Yeah, it gives me 5/4. So, how do I know how to do that? Remember, when we add or subtract fractions, cuando sumamos o restamos fracciones, los denominadores se quedan igual. No cambiamos nada. Solamente sumamos el numerador. En este caso, sería 4 más 4 más 1. Oh, sorry. I got this wrong. So 4 plus 4 plus 1 does not give me 5, sino it gives me 9, right? And the denominator stays the same. So tengo 9 cuartos. Es mi respuesta, 9/4. So 2 and 1/4 I can rewrite as 9/4. Y acuérdense, in this problem, the value of the fraction has not changed. The fraction is still 2 and 1/4. So let's do one more. I'm going to do B. Okay? B says I have 8 and 3/8. Okay? I'm writing it a little crooked because ¿cómo se llama esto? My refrigerator es un poco lento, es chiquito. Oh, there's Scott. Okay, so 8 and 3/8. I can write 8, or let me see. I can write 8 over 8, 8 times, right? 8 over 8. Can you see that? Plus 8 over 8 plus 8 over 8. That gives me 1, 2, 3. I need 5 more. ¿Ven eso? 8 sobre 8, that's 1. 8 over 8 is 1. 8 over 8 is 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have now 8 8/8. So this, todo esto, junto, gives me my 8. This is an 8. Then I have a 3/8. And what does this give me? It gives me 8 plus 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 8, which is the same thing as 8 times 8, which is 64. Right? Plus 3 more gives me 67. So 8 and 3/8 I can also write as 67/8. Another way to have done this faster is, remember, if you have a mixed number, si tienen un número mixteado así, en cual tienen que determinar cómo se escribe eso en una fracción, lo único que tienen que hacer es here's our fraction. Eight times 8 gives me 64. Plus 3 gives me 67. And then what do? I use the same denominator. So 8 and 3/8 can be written as 67 over 8. I can see now that that's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can write it bigger so that everybody can see it. 8 and 3/8. 8 times 8 gives me 64. Plus 3 gives me 67. And I use the same denominator. So, para cambiar un número mixto a una fracción, lo que tienen que hacer es acordarse cuánto o cómo podemos cambiar el número entero en una fracción. En este caso, 2, tenemos que tener dos fracciones. 1, 2. Entonces, podemos llegar al resultado. Pero hay una forma en que lo podemos hacer un poco más simple, y lo que hacemos es multiplicamos el denominador por el número entero. En este caso 8 por 8 me da 64. Después sumamos el numerador a ese número, que me da 67. Y finalmente usamos el mismo denominador. Look at how the denominator didn't change here. The denominator didn't change here. The denominator did not change. The denominator stays the same. Okay? So, for some of your work, I want you to... Let me sit somewhere. I'm going to move this plant. It's like my plant. Se me está muriendo aquí. Okay. For your work, I want you guys to reread that recycling article so you guys can answer all those questions. If you have questions about the recycling article, please let me know in the comments below. Also, start reading the roly-poly pill bugs article. I'll go over that tomorrow. And work on this: improper fractions and mixed numbers. So remember, they're just called fractions and mixed numbers. And I want you guys to write each, do A through L. Okay? A L. Estas de arriba. Eso es lo que quiero que hagan. Okay? Tomorrow I'll go over these and we'll go over some more reading. I'll try to post another video tonight of me just reading a book. I am starting a new book and I thought I can read it out loud to you guys. If you want to listen, I might do a few minutes of that. Otherwise, signing off. Cuídense. Wash your hands. Hope you guys are all being safe. Hope you are all taking care of yourselves. And hopefully you guys are all being really good and doing what your parents and guardians are asking. Espero que estén sanos, seguros, saludables y que estén prestando atención a lo que les están diciendo en casa, que estén obedeciendo. Los quiero mucho. I'll talk to you guys. Bye.